returning to vomit. And, when I was sitting here before I started this message, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go look up what vomiting is. And I know that sounds gross, but I want you to stay with me on this one. When I looked up what it is, it says that it is the body's way of ridding itself of harmful substances from something that has been digested, or it's a reaction from something that has irritated the stomach. So it's basically saying that when we vomit, that there is something that we have digested. There is something that has gotten within our body that now our body is telling us that it's not good, it's not healthy, and we need to get rid of it. And what I love about this is that when you start to look at this, and again, know it sounds gross, but lo and behold, the vomiting process has been instilled in our natural function of body so that it works on its own. It starts to formulate from a feeling that we've got. It starts to make us sweat and start to feel clammy. All of a sudden, we start to feel queasy and not that good. We start to realize, you know what, something's wrong. I don't think I'm feeling well. And then before we know it, we start to feel some aches and then some churning in our stomach. We start to feel weak. And then we're running to the bathroom because our body does not allow, or want things within it that are poisonous, that are not good, that shouldn't be there. See, what happens when we keep things within our body that are bad, it can start to affect other things like our intestines. It can start to even cause us to have body aches such as a fever. And then before we know it, if the fever is out of control, it can start to mess with our mind and our brain, and it can start to deteriorate that. I mean, we're talking that our body is made in order to reject anything that is bad, anything that is not healthy, anything that is not good. It is a defense mechanism that says this shouldn't be here. Okay, this can't stay here, and this must go. That reminds me a lot of when we have things in our life and we go to remove it because we make a decision that it's not good for us. And we get to, a lot of us, a place where we make a decision, just like the process of vomiting, to, you know what, I need to get rid of this. I need to remove this. This can't stay. It is causing harm, and it must go. When we start to feel like our mind is a wreck, or we start to lose sleep, or it causes our body to feel excruciating pain, and then we feel this pressure in our mind. We feel like we're going to die. We start to sweat. It affects how we see, and our vision gets cloudy. Man, we start to feel weak. Our strength and willpower just starts to get depleted. Everything about those things in our life start to tear us down. Just like with vomiting, when we eat something and digest it, our body starts to immediately react. But it's the same thing when it comes to things in our life. Things that cause us to feel burdened, things that cause us to feel heavy-hearted, things that rob us of our sleep, things that cause us to not be able to see, things that cause us to feel clammy and to feel pressure. I mean, just like when we digest something in our body rejects it, and it causes us to vomit, to say, get rid of it. And these are the signs that happen before our body tells us that we have taken something in that is bad for us, that is not good for us, that we need to get rid of. Well, those are the same symptoms that we go through in our life when it comes to things that we need to get rid of. Things such as relationships that maybe we're in, or even the ones we're out of, but here we're all still vomiting and having body aches over the relationship, and it ended 5-10 years ago. Maybe it's over a loss of a job, and we're just, struggling, and all those effects of that are causing us to have body aches and stress and not sleep and not eat and feel, one of the biggest things of all, feel weak. Where our willpower, our mindset, our belief is just, I can't. Have you ever had the flu? The flu makes you feel like you're dying. And when people say, hey, let's go do this, you say, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to lay here. I don't want to move. I don't want to go anywhere. And what do? We normally take the sheets and we go cover them over our body so that we can just shut the world off. We must vomit it. We must detach. We must move it out of our environment, out of our region, out of everything. This is a sign from how our body is made that whatever we are taking in, whatever we are allowing ourselves to be a part of, whatever we're allowing things to be said to us that we're taking and putting on us, our body is telling us this must go. Your body decides to work for itself to protect the thing that matters most to it. Is your physical body. The most precious thing of all is your organs, your heart, your lungs, your valves, everything. It becomes your defense mechanism for you, that it will just react on anything because it's gotten into the rhythm, it's gotten into the habit that you take things into your body that are not good for you. See, to go out to a restaurant and trust a restaurant that their food is good and they kept the temperature, didn't let it sit out, all of those things is one thing. That may happen once in a great blue moon, as they say. But it is our decision every single day what we put into our body, what we allow in our life, what we consume in our mind, and we allow to come up close to our heart. I'm sorry, that's the goods there. You got a diamond in a museum? You think you just can walk up to a museum? I don't think so. They got security around that. But we allow anything, open access. We allow anything into our life, open access. And then we have a problem revoking the past. When your body, how it's made, its natural function is to reject anything and everything. Comes into this that ain't good, that's expired, that brings other things, other bacteria with, because that's what happens, and that will grow. When you put things in your body, when you put things in your life, and you do not reject it or vomit it out, it continues to grow. Some of us are digesting things or being around things that they is not healthy. They have bacteria around it. They got some other foreign things we can't even pronounce. We better make sure that they're healthy. Getting sick one time, 2, 3 times, okay. Every now and then in your life, all right. But when every single day you are vomiting, every single minute you're vomiting, every month you're vomiting, every year you got almost every single month where you're vomiting, your body is telling you enough. Your body is telling you to remove. Your body is telling you that whatever it is, we must rearrange it. We must have it be renewed and restored to health, or it must go. I don't care what it is. And if you find that you can renew it, but you don't see it like your job or your boss or your friends or your environment or your relationships doing what's necessary to keep their butt in the fridge when they know they can't be out sitting in room temperature or they're gonna go bad. You see them doing toxic things over and over to where they're not doing what it takes. Your job is not doing what it needs to do to stay healthy. Your environment is not changing and doing what it needs to do, even though maybe your job and your career and all of those things or whatever you're working on, maybe even working on a job, but it is just ain't doing it. Even though it looks like it's doing it a little bit and you get excited, but it goes back to the same thing, showing you the same thing. I'm gonna say it and say it one more time, and then TA is logging off. It ain't changing. And what may be needed may be bigger than what you can do. And you wanna know why? Because you're not okay because you've been vomiting. Hey superheroes, it's TA, your Innerpreneur coach. So excited you were able to join me again today for another empowering superhero video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and share the video. And turn on that notification so that you never miss another episode. And I look forward to seeing you again as we suit up to unleash the superhero within for victory.